Hi, it's Marina J. How are you going today? How are you feeling? So today we're talking about what happens when you ask that narcissist in your life for help with something big or just something small and innocuous. Before I do that, I want to share that I will be teaching live next week, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th of November, 3 free masterclasses for you to expand into your most powerful, brilliant self. And we're going to be using shadow alchemy, which is shadow work. So if you want to own more of your dark so it doesn't own you, and you want to really expand into your most lightest, most powerful, most brilliant self, you are invited to join us. It's for people who have had narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships, or who are just ready to up level, who really want to expand now. So the link is below and you are invited to join us. So what happens when somebody like you is genuinely needing support from the narcissist? Narcissists are usually well-resourced. They usually have money or they have people around them. They can be very up and down with money. They can be very up and down with lots of things, but usually they're actually very well-resourced because a narcissist always makes sure that they're actually okay. And so they always make sure that they have. And if they don't have, it's because that actually helps them. They want to be the victim. But if they are the classic narc usually has money, has house or houses, has a lot of physical stability around them. So when we ask a narcissist for support, we might think, oh, they've got plenty of money, or they've got plenty of time, or they've got plenty of stability, and they've got homes, and they've got jobs, and they've got businesses, and they've got investments, and they've got all the things. So this won't be a big drop in the ocean for them. This will be like a tiny drop in the ocean for them. This should be nothing that I'm asking them. So you could be asking them for money. You could be asking them for support. You could be asking them for a place to stay. You could be asking them for, say, childcare, for help in your business or help with your career, because I know lots of people, usually narcissists, are quite high up in the organizations that they choose to be in because public standing is so important for them, right? They're usually quite high up. You might be asking them to truly help you, to truly invest in you, to truly invest in your education, in your business, in your children. It might be that they can really help you with something small. Maybe you're asking for a lift somewhere. Maybe you're asking if they can just connect you with somebody. Whatever it is, maybe you're asking them to go and speak to your child's school teacher, right? Whatever it is. There's one thing that can happen with narcissists, and this is not for all narcissists, but for a lot of them, initially, when you ask them, they might be like, oh, of course, sure, it's not a problem. And they'll just brush it off. They'll give lip service to it. So initially, you're like, great, they're going to help. And of course, this is somebody that you would have helped your whole life. You would have looked after, helped, given to, and not asked very much of them. So the one time you ask them and you hear that, you're like, awesome. When it comes to them actually helping you, and some narcissists will skip straight to this step, they can feel really affronted. They feel that you are taking something away from them. Money, time, energy. They're going to have to do something and they don't want to. Narcissists are entitled, right? They're really, really entitled. It's like, what, you're asking me? And then with that energy comes the narc attack. That's what I call it. They're going to come in and attack you. And they will attack you, your character. They will tell you everything that's wrong with you. They will pull up situations from the past that you think or thought were already resolved, where really it's the narcissist that should have apologized back then and they didn't. They'll pull all the things that you've done wrong because they're so affronted that you could possibly ask me for anything, that they're going to come in and try and smash you down as quickly and as efficiently as they possibly can. And all they're feeling is how much you're going to take from them, how much you're going to take from them and how it's going to affect them. And they might be angry, really angry. They might go into blame. They might start blaming you for all their misery in their life. They might start blaming you for all the times that they have felt also taken from by you. And these aren't necessarily the truth. Remember, a narcissist's voice is not rooted in truth. It's just rooted in abuse. It's rooted in their need. It's rooted in their twisted viewpoint. And their viewpoint's always twisted towards them. It's all for them, right? It's all for them. They're not here for you. They were never here for you. So when you ask them, that's when the mask is going to slip off. That's when you're going to really see who they are. And it can be a huge shock, especially if they fly into a rage, especially if they are guilting you, shaming you for even asking them something, right? They might be making you feel really ashamed. You ask me, who are you to ask me after everything I've done for you, after everything we've given you, after all we are to you? You are asking me? I've already given you everything. I've already given you enough. And look what you do with it. Look what you do with it. You can't be trusted, right? And they will completely turn the tables on you. And so instead of you being the victim because you're asking for help, small or big, and you probably never ask for help very much, right? In fact, very rarely will you ask a narcissist for support because look at the horror that comes with it. The one time that you need them, the very time you need them, they attack. The very time you need support, they attack. And you could be on your knees. You could be on your knees begging them, saying, please help me. Please, please help me. It might be physically, maybe you're not well and you need help with medical bills, or you need their support, right? In some way, shape, or form, so you can get back on your feet. It actually doesn't matter how bad you are, how extreme what you're going through is. All they're going to hear is what's going to be taken from them. And the very time that you need support is the very time that they will attack you. And it's the very time that they will pull the energy should be going to you. The questions they should be asking you are, what's going on for you right now? I'm really sorry. How can I help? What can I do? What can I do to make this time easier for you? What do you need? How much do you need? How much help do you need? And is that going to be enough for you? Do you have good people around you? All of those things, right? All of those things. But instead of that, where the energy should be going to you for the one time that you need it, they're going to pull it back to them, right? Because when you're on your knees, when you're actually the one that's the victim, that is a time where they're going to come in and take as much energy as they can from you because you're vulnerable and you're open and you don't have your defenses up. So it's the one time they can go for an energy grab. And, you know, when I see it with my clients, they'll come to me and they'll say, oh yeah, this happened. And usually that's the beginning of me coaching them, where they have gone initially to the narcissist and they got annihilated. And they came out of that helping discussion way worse than when they went in, because the narcissist shredded them, literally blamed them, guilted them, shamed them, hurt them, attacked their character over and over and over again, because they were so affronted that you would ask them for support. The narcissist isn't in the relationship with you to have empathy. They have zero empathy for you. They can't feel you and what you need and how you feel. They just feel how you affect them. That's it. That's it. And so after they tell you what's wrong with you, and this could go on for days, years, hours, right? However long the situation is, this is where, if you're having this experience and you may go, oh my God, I had this years ago, never again will I do it again. You might be having this experience right now. I want you to know that you cannot rely on a narcissist to do what they say they're going to do. They'll say one thing, oh, sure, it's not a problem. They will do another. They're just going to say whatever helps them in the moment. They're not going to say whatever helps you in the moment. It's all for them. It's all for them to get their needs met. When they're talking to you, it is just to get their own needs met, to appease the pain in their body, to somehow reconcile something in them, to give themselves some kind of relaxation inside. And when they're attacking you and blaming you and all of this, they're getting all of their frustration out that probably has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's how they're living their lives, but they're dumping it out. And so when you're at your most vulnerable, even if the narcissist has the resources to help you, I'm going to invite you to do it differently. I'm going to invite you to please don't go to them. Please don't go to them. It hardly ever works. Sometimes it does, but it comes at such a big price to your sense of self. And I've seen so many of my clients come out of these conversations like they've just been in a washing machine, and they come out completely discombobulated and smashed and crushed. And usually that conversation is a lot worse than the actual predicament they find themselves in, because it is just abuse. It is so, so, so abusive. So instead of going to them, can you take your power back? And can you say to yourself, I've got this. There is another way. There is another way that does not include being hurt, annihilated, and abused by this person or by these people, right? Sometimes we have narcissistic organizations. It could be a narcissistic family. It could be a group of people or one person. I'm going to take my power back and I'm going to get my support from me. I'm going to back me. You didn't back me. I'm going to back myself. So where am I going to find this support? What can I do? You are really strong. If you've had to withstand narcissistic abuse, you are much stronger than you realize. Oh my goddess, much stronger. Even if you often have anxiousness in you and nervousness and all the worry in you, you're way stronger than you realize. Oh my goddess. So can you understand, I don't need to be attacked right now. So instead of going to them for support, I'm going to back me and I'm going to get that money from somewhere else, or I'm going to get that childcare from somewhere else, or I'm going to get that support, that help, that connection, right? Whatever it is, I'm going to get it from somewhere else, because it's going to be much easier, much cleaner, and I won't have to clean myself up. I'm not going to have to do the big mop up after dealing with them. See, when you understand that they can't give you what you need, that they're never going to give you what you need, and that they're always going to come up short for the most part, you get your freedom back, because you stop going back to the abusers to give you what they could never give you in the first place, which is empathy, love, genuine support. If you are somebody that has already left the narcissist behind and you've gone no contact, remember this. Anytime you feel a bit lonely or you're reminiscing and you're like, oh my goddess, it would be so great to go back. Remember this. The truth of it is you cannot ask a narcissist for anything and actually get it cleanly for the most part. I've never really seen it. It does happen here and there for sure. But if you knew that it was going to give you twice as much grief, would you even bother? There are so many genuine people out there that know how to support somebody beautiful like you. Go find them. Your answer is never going to be rooted in abuse. Your answer, I don't care who they are. They could be family, they could be an ex, they could be your best friend, they could be your neighbor, they could be your colleague, your child. It doesn't matter who they are on paper. If they are toxic, if they are narcissistic, they're going to make the situation all about them when it should actually be all about you. I hope this really helps you take your power back, beautiful soul. All my love. Bye.